Hello everyone, I am Jyotsna Gupta, Editor-in-Chief at Y19. We are at NATC 2023 today, and I have with me Mr. Ganesh Sahai, CTO at Nagaro. Sir, how do you think AI and robotics and this convergence will impact the future of IT?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question, and I think we are headed towards really exciting times because the way AI is evolving, thanks to all the fantastic cloud computing which is available over there. So AI is evolving at a very rapid rate, and we have seen some of the very interesting applications like Chat GPT and so on. Now, with the aid of these technologies, the conversational capabilities of software bots has increased tremendously. So if you look at areas of customer support, they are extensively using this, right? And the responses that they generate are quite human-like, which is basically an area more generally referred to as AGI, artificial general intelligence, right? And imagine this kind of a capability when we start to embed on robots, right? So you can engage in very human-like conversation with the robots, and the kind of the advances that are happening in robots and the especially the area of humanoids, right? That is very exciting because you will soon see robots which are put very advanced silicon on top of that, which will have facial expressions like human beings and so on. And when they do a conversational engagement with you using these AI technologies, there are a lot of possible use cases, right? For example, in healthcare, right? You need somebody to attend to a person, right? So these robots who have advanced conversation capabilities will be able to indulge in very useful ways with the human beings, right? So I think in the next 1 decade, the disruptions that we will see in the technology and different walks of our life is going to be amazing, actually.
Great. I think Hollywood movie makers foresee this and created a lot of movies based on this concept, and now we are seeing everything,
Yeah.
in
some ways, fiction has always been ahead of actual implementation. Submarines came in fiction much more ahead than actual submarines, or the wireless phones. If you remember the Star Trek series from Hollywood, right? They used to show those wireless phones. Now everybody carries those wireless phones.
Nice. So what are other emerging technologies apart from AI that you see? And there have been discussions going on in NATC. So what are these emerging technologies that you see?
I think there are, if you look at, one is the technology on the computational part, right, which basically we are seeing in terms of softwares and hardwares, right? The chip technology itself is advancing year after year. But at the same time, if you look at the application of these areas into different verticals, right, and those verticals themselves evolving. For example, I talked about robotics. So robotics itself is a highly evolving field at the moment. If you look at healthcare, for example, so they are with the new technologies. For example, we had a tech called from one of the Google's venture. It's called DeepMind, right? And they had this technology called AlphaFold, right, which basically used in protein research, right, and molecular research, right? So the area of molecular research itself is evolving, right, which will be which will bring advancement in different kind of medications that will come in, right? So the healthcare itself is evolving, and we are talking about concepts like xenobots, right, where they will have these microbots which are injected in your system, and they will monitor, and the data would be analyzed to kind of see that what are the kind of patterns that are developing in your body, and let's say 1 to 5 10 years ahead, right, how it will evolve based on the various data sets that have been used to train the different models. So prediction of diseases, right, would become much more kind of basically these softwares or these things will become much more sophisticated and do a much more accurate job, right? So in terms of emerging tech, the healthcare tech, right, the robotic tech, even the entertainment, actually, right? So if you look at the way basically currently we consume the content, right, is through the 2D media, right. The evolution of 3D media has just started to happen, right. We saw Apple come up with its gear, right, for VR, but that hardware segment is still a growing segment, and I think in the next decade it will evolve to maybe the Star Trek iPhone moment. I don't know.
We have exciting
Yeah.
times ahead to look forward to.
Yeah, not exactly iPhone phone moment. Well, iPhone captured the market in a big way as it evolved. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so how has been your experience with it, like NATC?
NATC has always been an exciting event for me, because it's a place where all tech people come, right, and business people also come, right. So we get to hear the interesting use cases that are emerging in the market, right, and how the evolving tech is catering to those new use cases, right. So I just love to be here.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful insights. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Same here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.